Sometimes less is definitely more.
Oh, okay, now I'm there.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 video game characters that are trying way too hard to be cool.
I'm the coolest.
Gamers love the feeling when their favorite character is a badass, fighting against the problems they face without a care in the world. While many great protagonists stand the test of time in terms of how unflappable they are, others kinda crashed and burned, crying for more attention than an emo teenager. This list focuses on those historically bad offenders that tried way too hard to be key.
I'm not destroying the world, I'm saving it.
Number 10, Prince of Persia. Prince of Persia, Warrior Within.
I know you're out there. Show yourself.
The Prince was undeniably awesome when Sands of Time kicked off the modern reboot of this long-revered PC classic, but the follow-up to the highly regarded smash hit saw him kinda lose his way. While some of the other entries on this list are so bad they kinda become good, this poor guy just hits all the negative stereotypes of broody, angsty teenager with no redemption. Sporting a new cloak, longer hair, and an attitude that never shuts off, this is definitely one character who probably should have dialed it back just a bit.
You found the sands of time. Worse, I opened them.
Number 9, Radical Rex. Radical Rex. The video game scene of the 90s was a melting pot of nostalgia that brought many of gamers' favorite characters to the forefront of mainstream media. In all of this frenzy, it's understandable, but never forgivable, that video game companies tried to capitalize on this appeal by bringing us characters like this ferocious little T-Rex. If there was any doubt that this fire-breathing dinosaur was about as cool as a 6th grader after you'd heard the opening theme of the game, just a few quick platforming sections on a skateboard is all that's needed to cement that opinion once and for all. Number 8, Reboot Bomberman. Bomberman Act 0. We would imagine that it's pretty hard to screw up the iconic protagonist of a long-running, successful franchise, but Hudson Soft definitely found a way with this dystopian entry. Introducing a new little robot that no one asked for or wanted, this reboot tried to push the series in a grittier direction with improved graphics and industrial-style themes and visuals, leaving its iconic character suffering greatly for it. While the customization could have been awesome in any other game, the whole situation somehow left this depressing robot less cool than ever. Number 7, Snow Viliers. Final Fantasy XIII.
Where have you been?
I got taken in.
In a game where the main party is full of annoying characters, Snow definitely takes the cake as one of the biggest tryhards, especially with quotes like this.
Since when have heroes ever needed plans?
While I guess he's kind of on a noble quest, it's hard to identify with someone who, at a glance, looks like someone you would never want to spend time with.
So now, your hero is back.
His standard ensemble of toque, trench coat, and gloves kit you with about as much subtlety as a brick. And while we can sort of get behind his fighting mentality, that only really works if you're able to back it up. Square Enix has a mixed track record with their aloof, cool characters, but players definitely agree that they missed the mark with this one.
We're going home together!
Come on, everybody up!
Number 6, Johnny Cage, Mortal Kombat series.
We're happy to help kick Shinnok's bony ass back to the Netherrealm.
Boasting a swagger that franchise fans either love or hate, this Hollywood parody has been a staple of the series since its inception, and his attitude has stayed true to form ever since.
I mean, let's get real here, huh? When am I gonna get some real competition?
This martial artist brags about his movies to get girls, wears his sunglasses basically everywhere, and even has his own name tattooed on his chest.
I'm taking you down, I'm taking you out, I'm taking you out, and I'm taking you out for dinner.
While we understand that he's definitely a heavy-handed stereotype that pushes the limits as far as they can go, there are a few moments where he takes it just a little too far over the line and leaves even his die-hard fans cringing just a little.
Look, guys, I'm an actor. I save the world for the cameras. If this emperor is really a threat, call the military.
Number 5, Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic the Hedgehog series.
Out of my way, alien monster.
The self-proclaimed ultimate life form is what happens when you take something that wasn't broken and fix it for teenage audiences. You know, kind of like Poochie on The Simpsons. The anti-hero is kind of a look that's easy to pull off, but there are so many head-scratching moments here that it's hard to take him seriously at all.
Who am I? And why can't I remember anything?
I guess the motorcycle could have been cool if the series wasn't entirely based on how fast the main characters can go, and we're still not entirely sure why he needs a gun in the first place, other than, you know, to be cool. I guess we'd really like to have a mature, cool counterpart to the wisecracking Sonic, but Shadow just isn't that.
And if you find Shadow with the black aliens, then kill them all.
But sir, isn't Shadow on our
I
side?
gave you an order, soldier.
Number 4, Shelley Bombshell Harrison. Bombshell. While Duke Nukem may have been himself a living testament to the ass-kicking action movies of the 80s and 90s to the point where he was literally in on the joke, he was simply a product of his time. Bombshell has no excuses for how cheesy and unexpectedly lame she is. With the most generic military backstory possible, Shelley tries to defy gender stereotypes by working on cars, ripping the heads off enemies, and generally trying to come across as tough as possible. But it all comes out so forced with the same repeated bad jokes that gamers were more than likely just turned off to the game.
Give them hell, Madam President. See you soon.
Number 3, Adam Jensen, Deus Ex series.
I've got this, Agent Riley. You and your partner can relax for a few minutes.
We never really ask for him to prove that he's a mechanically augmented security chief with an impressive resume, but Jensen does his very best to go the extra mile and make sure that everyone around him knows that he means business by, you know, kind of speaking like he's Batman doing a Chanel No. 5 commercial.
That doesn't make any sense.
Whether it's taking down anyone who gets in his way, threatening or not, intimidating his fellow soldiers due to his defensive nature, or generally just moping about his past, he definitely needs to realize that he's becoming kind of a one-note pony.
Here, everything's in order.
Just take a look at the way he stands on the subway. He stands exactly the same way as someone in real life who would dress that way would stand while riding the subway, putting way too much effort into being so effortlessly cool.
I never asked for this. They say they saved me, but I'm not sure saved is the right word.
Number 2, Reaper, Overwatch. Assassins generally don't want to be seen, and remembered even less, but apparently this close-quarter specialist did not get the memo.
I'll be sure to send them your regards, monkey.
I'm not a monkey.
It doesn't really matter how silently you can slink through the battlefield when you stand out like you're wearing a Halloween costume on Thanksgiving. Seriously, the whole package is a little bit on the nose, don't you think? Like, you call yourself Reaper, you dress up like the Grim Reaper, and you wear a skull mask? We get it, bro. You kill people. So does the girl in the snowsuit, but at least she wears what's comfortable.
The shadow of doubt.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Why won't you just die?
The plan is in its final stages. I will not tolerate delays.
Number 1, Reboot Dante, DMC, Devil May Cry.
Not in a million years.
While the original Dante got close to this territory on more than a few occasions, he never quite went so far as to offend his entire fan base like his successor did.
I just knew in my heart I wasn't crazy.
From answering the door naked, nursing a hangover, to hanging out in wife beaters, Dante wants very much for gamers to understand just how little he cares and what he thinks about him.
Let's dance!
Not now.
Hey!
A bunch of bad design choices, executed even more poorly, have tarnished the reputation of this character for years to come, and left him as the poster boy for focus-grouped characters trying way too hard.
We did it. I did it.
Do you agree with our list?
It doesn't have to end this way.
How many other video game characters do you think are trying just way too hard? For more effortlessly cool top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.